I'm sure you prayed and nothing happens. You fasted, you prayed, you cried, you asked God one simple question: should I take this job? Is this the right person? Why is this happening to me? You prayed, you keep waiting and waiting, and nothing happened. No signs, no clear signs, and sometimes no signs at all. Just complete silence. And if you're honest, you started thinking, Lord, are you even listening to me? Lord, are you ignoring me? I need to tell you something. I don't believe He's ignoring you. I believe He's protecting you. And I'm not saying that casually. I'm saying that because I've lived it. There was a time in my life when I prayed for something so badly. I thought it was right. I thought it was from God. I even told people, I believe this is the will of God for me. But doors kept closing. No explanation, no clear answer, just silence. And in that time I felt embarrassed. I felt confused. Maybe I thought myself, maybe I didn't pray enough. Maybe I wasn't spiritual enough. But now, looking back, if God had answered that prayer the way I wanted, it would have hurt me. It would have distracted me. It would have destroyed my life. It would have pulled me away from the calling I have now. And that time I thought God was rejecting me. I thought maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I hurt him the wrong way. Or maybe this isn't for me. I felt like I was being pushed away, but now I see something different. God wasn't rejecting me, He was redirecting me. Redirecting means not this path, not this timing, not this version of yourself. It's like using GPS. You choose one road, but ahead there's traffic or danger or a bad end. So the system says redirecting. It doesn't mean the destination changed, it just means that the route changed. And that's the redirection. And what I thought was silence, I now see as protection because silence feels scary. When God doesn't answer, we assume the worst. We assume He doesn't care. But sometimes silence is God saying, if I explain everything, you will argue. If I show you everything, you will panic. So I will just quietly guard you. Sometimes rejection is actually God closing the wrong door before you walk too far inside. Sometimes silence is God holding you back from something you would have regretted later. And that moment it feels painful, but later it feels merciful. So when I say what I thought was rejection was actually protection, I mean this. God didn't say no to hurt me. He said not this time, to guide me. And when I say what I thought was silence was protection, I mean this. God was working quietly in ways I couldn't see it yet. Sometimes God is quiet because you're not ready yet. They're not ready yet. Or that door is not safe. Let me be very honest. There were nights I questioned God. I didn't say it out loud to people, but in my heart I thought, why are you blessing others and not me? Have you ever felt that? I'm sure you do. You see others, people getting married, getting opportunities, growing fast, they're studying, but you're still waiting, still praying, still stuck. But what if you're not stuck? What if it was just God is protecting you, protecting from heartbreak you don't see, from failure you're not prepared for, from a blessing that would have destroyed your character? But I can say this, some of the clarity I have now came from came after the season of confusion. Some of the peace I have now came after seasons of overthinking and questioning. There were times I truly Felt like nothing was happening. No big breakthrough, no big progress, just normal days. I used to think growth had to look dramatic, big opportunities, big doors opening. But sometimes growth looks like this. You react differently than before. You panic less than before. And one thing I've learned that God is more concerned about your future than your feeling at this moment. And that hurts sometimes because we want relief, but He wants maturity. We want speed, we want it fast, but God wants it to be stable. Think about this. If a child reaches for a knife, for example, and the parent stays silent and just remove it away, is the parent ignoring the child or protecting the child? And sometimes God is removing things without explaining himself, not because he owes you the response, but because he sees what you can see. And if you feel ignored right now, if you feel like your prayers are hitting the ceiling, not being answered, let me say this clearly. Silence does not mean God left. Just because he is quiet doesn't mean he's gone. And again, delay does not mean rejection. When something is delayed, we panic. We think God said no. God doesn't care. I'm not chosen. But sometimes delay means preparation. For example, you pray for a big opportunity, but your character is not ready yet. If God gives it too early, it could destroy you. So he waits not to hurt you, but to build you. Sometimes the very thing you cry over is the very thing that would have broken you. Maybe you prayed for that relationship, it didn't work, you felt rejected. But what if that person would have drained your peace? What if that almost was actually protection? We don't cry over accidents that we have never had. We don't cry over that disease that we have never caught. But just because you don't see the danger doesn't mean it wasn't there. It may mean this: God saw the future, you saw the moment. God saw the pain ahead, you saw the excitement now. And because He loves you, He chose long term protection over short term happiness. One day you may look back at that moment. You will say, thank God for the doors that He closed, even though delay still hurts. So if you're in that season, don't quit, don't assume, don't create a story in your head that God is distant. Just stay faithful, even when it's quiet, because sometimes silence is God's way of saying, I'm protecting you. If this message was for you, if you're in a season where you feel confused or tired of waiting, or honestly a little disappointed, then I want you to do small thing but powerful. You can write in the comments, God is protecting me. Because when you are writing something, when you are declaring something, you are prophesying, you are saying things into existence. And you're saying that not because everything makes sense right now, not because you suddenly feel strong, but because you are making a decision to trust. And remember, trust is not a feeling, this is a choice. It's easy to trust when doors are opening. It's easy to trust when prayers are answered quickly. But real trust grows when nothing is clear, when God is quiet, when you don't have proof, when you don't see, but you trust anyway. Think about it like muscles. They grow under resistance, not under comfort. In the same way, trust grows under silence, not constant reassurance. When you keep believing, even when you don't see the movement, that's when your faith becomes strong. So when you comment, God is protecting me, you're not pretending everything is okay. You're not saying, I may not understand. You are saying, I may not understand this season, but I refuse to believe God has abandoned me. And sometimes that quiet decision to trust is the beginning of real spiritual growth. If you feel ignored by God right now, if you're not, you're not crazy, you're not weak, you're not forgotten. So again, silence does not mean does not mean he left. Delay does not mean he rejected you. Closed doors do not mean he doesn't love you. It may simply mean this: he sees what you cannot see. He knows what you are not ready for. He cares about your future than your comfort today. You may not understand this season. You may still have questions, but one day you might look back this quiet chapter of your life. God was not ignoring you. He was protecting you.